Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video, and we're talking again about the Airtac HYP-9 lower for the MWSs. Just a couple of things. There's a bit of a disclaimer in the last video basically about the manual. I knew there's a manual online on the Airtac website, but what I was basically saying, and the reason why I was mentioning it, is about having it in the box with the product. There's a couple of things I want to clear up. So I purposefully went into that video completely blind, as anyone else would. That's the way that I wanted to do it. Just fix the camera because we're on a bit of a tilt, aren't we? A little bit of a tilt, but just get you a bit squared up there. So I went into it completely blind, and that's how I wanted to do it. And then this video is to clear up any questions, anything like that, about what we saw in the first one. So Airtac did reach out to me and just clarified a few things, which is absolutely fine. So the first thing with the shims and stuff that come in the box or in the bag with the kit, they're designed to go under, you put like 2 or 3 of them under the trigger pack for the double eagles, and basically that stops the trigger pack from moving as much. They also said that with the rear screw mount hole in the receiver, they decided to omit that because what they say is when they were getting sent a lot of guns in batch 1 where you had to send your gun off to get it fitted, they were noticing that there was a lot of screws and the threaded holes that were completely stripped out because people, you know, just monkey with a rocket and destroy the threads. So they decided to omit it. That's absolutely fine. The final thing which they mentioned, pop the pins out here, about the selector. I had my criticisms of the selector. Now they did say that that's only the case with this style of trigger box, which is like the salvo trigger boxes, where you've got the extra bar on the left designed for short bolt stuff. They have said that if you fit a normal M4 style trigger pack, it won't go all the way around, but still I want to run it like this, so maybe I'm just gonna have to put up with it. I could probably try a couple of aftermarket selectors, see if there's something I can find that will perfectly stop on those little nubbins there. So all that out the way, they have said that they're going to be shipping them eventually with, I think he said hard cases, so a little hard case box. Apparently they just hadn't turned up yet, which is fine. So it's nice to get all these questions answered. I don't want to feel like I was ripping on Airtac, because I wasn't. I was just doing it blind. As anybody, let's say you're just a random customer, you bought it online, it turns up. That was the type of experience I was trying to portray. So all that out the way, we could try a couple of magazines, because people are asking me about the PTS mags. So we're going to try that. Let me get my glasses, because we've been shooting the VFC AK today, so they're in my bag. So people wanted to know whether the PTS mags will fit and feed, so we'll try that now. So I'm just going to get my airline. We'll plug this back into the HYP-9 lower. So we've got standard ASG Scorpion Evo mags, which we know work, but we're just going to shoot it anyway. So I've only got 40 rounds each in these mags, so we know they feed absolutely fine. Oh, one bounce back there. So ASG Evo mags, I really like these mags. They're nice and small. The PTS mags have got a bit more of a modern style into them, but honestly, I'm not a fan of them because of how long they are. So they will go into the HYP-9 lower. You see how far they stick out compared to one of these. Hopefully you can see that. But will it feed okay? Let's give it a go. So semi-auto, absolutely fine, and auto is fine as well. So I think these mags usually hold about 110 rounds. So if you want more ammo, of course, this is your only option for that. But there is a third choice. So I spoke to a friend of mine who does a lot of CAD design, does a lot of 3D printing, and I basically commissioned him to design me replacement shells for this thing. So this is something he's been working on. I think he put it in one of the ASG Evo groups, but it was something that I personally commissioned to him to do, and I think there's a bit of confusion there. So I'll obviously be paying him for his work to do it for me, because I wanted something like this. So you've got your standard Evo mag, and this is basically a reshell. It's obviously just a prototype. This is like version 4. it's a way to reshell these Evo mags to make them look better. You still only get the 75 rounds. A lot of people seem to get confused about that a shell's going to add rounds. It doesn't. So you're still having to use an ASG Evo mag, but then you get these shells. Obviously, the proper ones will look better. But we've got it kind of in the style like this. To be honest, this looks more like a genuine P mag without going too crazy. So you just reshell your Evo, ASG Evo mags, and then that, let's put it on safe, looks a hell of a lot better. He's done normal base plates, and he's done, I asked him to do these base plates with the pull style plates on the bottom. So this should work as usual. Evo mag. Works absolutely fine. It just, in my opinion, looks far better than the standard mag. So these cases will be coming soon. I've no idea what they're going to cost, so please don't hit me up just yet. But basically we'll be doing them. If we get these professionally made, the casings are extremely expensive. So maybe for like a personal project to myself, I might get these done in MJF or something, because, you know, I don't mind. I'll just spend the dough and get it done. But for everyone else, you're not going to be wanting to pay 30, 40 quid a casing and then having to transport an original mag as well. So coming soon. They look fantastic, look far better. Again, this is just a FDM printed prototype. This is version 4, but they feel better. They've got a lot less square edges than the original mag. Feels better, goes in, clicks. We've tried it in the MTW9s, we've tried it in the Evos, and version 4 is working like a dream. So there we have it. So I wanted to just clear up a couple of things like that. I'm going to try and order, I don't know what their shipping times are like at the minute, because I don't know what the manufacturing timeline's like for them, but I'm also going to order the hyp-ar one, the 556 version, and we'll cover that as well. So, but I just wanted to clear those things up. Not everything was a fault of Airtac, but I kind of thought they might jump in my DMs and just point out a few things. So appreciate Tag for doing that. And so far, honestly, once it's fitted, obviously I'll pull this trigger pack out, I'll put the shims back in, or put the shims in to begin with, and I'm going to run it. I will be changing the grip out to like a Di-Frico, I think, which is very much doable. We're just going to have to drill it in a slightly different place. Now, I know that's going to work because it's something that I did on my Sasquatch 4. So I've now got a Di-Frico on my Sasquatch 4, which is kind of the similar system. One thing I will say about this gun is when I pulled the grip off, you probably should check yours actually if you've got one of these, that airline was super pinched, and it looks like all of them are like it. So they've not quite drilled the holes in the grips quite perfectly. But with the Airtac MWS lower, we don't have to worry about that because it doesn't happen. It's not a problem. So machining, very good, very nice. When we get the 556 lower, I'll put it on a normal M4. We'll try the selector. I've got a couple of selectors knocking about, so I'm going to try them. It would be nice though if they could, with the 9s, just beef up those lugs on the side, and people can fit, you know, the fit them to the lupus and stuff like that. Just, to me, it makes much more sense on this platform. People have asked me if these are going to go on the MCXs. No, I don't think they will. I've tried a couple of uppers, and they seem very tight and they sort of get stuck. So maybe they can give us an MCX version in the future. Airtac, an idea for you, because loads of people have got these salvos. If they can do kind of a generic-ish style, or maybe a futuristic style MCX lower for the salvos, I think you're onto a winner. And I'll probably pick one of them up as well. So cool product from them. Appreciate everyone showing the love on the last video. I know a lot of you boys are liking the new studio setup, so appreciate every single one of you for that. And yeah, that was it. Just a little part 2 update video. If I have missed anything, I'm sure they'll let me know and I can add it in at a future date. But seems to work fine. I've been putting nothing but just tons of rounds to this thing, trying to break it, and I can't break it. So I'm not going to purposefully try and break it, but I'm just, you know, dumping hundreds of rounds through it to see if the feed lips break or the gas route doesn't hold up or anything like that. And so far, it's been flawless. So Thank you all for tuning to another video. Still ain't got my voice back, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you picked one up? Have you not yet? Let me know if you've had any issues fitting yours. And as always, thanks very much for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll be seeing you in the next one.